Hi everyone, it's August 13, 2020, and it's Thursday. And you're watching me, Nikki, you also known as Faces Trader, here in the Awesome 10X live show for the Philippine Market Update. So now let's discuss the Philippine markets today. We are in index PSEI is 6,097 points. We're up 100 points, up 1.71%. We have been saying that we would break that 6,000 mark because the financials were shaping up. Let's take a look whether our analysis was correct. So let's take a look at the index today. Your PSCI is up. You've got all shares going up. Financials were up. Holdings were up. Industrials were up. Properties were up. Mining was up. Service was up. The reality is everything was up. So our market value today, 4.8 billion. Advancers were 110. Decliners were 73. Now, the top gainers have been BPI, 3.76%. Security Bank, 3.34%. SM Prime and SM, our old economy malls, are still going up 3%, 3%. So they are your consumer retail as well, and of course SM owns practically all the huge stakes in the Philippines, whether it be in the banking side, in the property side, in the consumer side. AEV is up 2.79%. Your Metro Bank is up 2.7%. AGI is up 2.5%. BDO is up 2%. So you could see that we are all green for your gainers, except for the following. First gen is down 4%. We have been seeing some resistance at 27, 26. And so we are continuing to see some profit taking. Bloomberry is down 2%. Aboitiz Power is down 2%. Your Pure Gold and RRHI are slightly down, but I think that it's fine. Resilient staples are still okay. You've got ICT temporary profit taking, of course, because it has rallied from 96 to 109. So let's take a look at all these companies that we are discussing. Let's go to the charts. So the banks were up. BPI is your top leader for the day. But in general, you could see that the banks in general have done well. So BPI is now 64.85. Let's take a look at the chart. It tells us where. So yesterday, BPI already had been giving a buy signal. We noticed this 62. Today, even if you bought at 64, it is okay. Should it go down to 61 or 62.5, you should continue to buy within these levels because your reward is 75 or even 72. So you still got upside of about 10% or more. So continually hold your BPI. Now, let's take a look in your BDO. What financials have risen? So BDO, as we said, there was a triple bottom here at 82. Actually, the low here was a 75, although it closed at 82, 84. Then here another 86. Then here another 85, 86. We saw some buyers here at 88, 90. And even today at 92, there continues to be more buyers. So where is the reward target here? Your reward could be somewhere at 99, 100 to 105. So you still got decent 10 peso move. The risk is small, the reward is big. So we take a bet on these financials. BPI, BDO, good work. Let's take a look. Security Bank, also good work today, 3% up. So we have been noticing that the banks in general are giving some potential buys. So this was also confirmed with your Security Bank. 89, now it's 95. So the market is agreeing with us. Metro Bank, is it also up? Yes. So Metro Bank is now 36.1. Can it go to about 40 pesos? So that's our perhaps our reward for the financials is 10%. So you want to hold on to your banks, Metro Bank, BDO, BPI, Metro Bank, Security Bank. Even now, we usually go for the top leaders. So you could choose, let's say you chose Metro Bank or you chose BDO. So that's one name already. So that's okay. One bank for your portfolio. You don't have to have your entire portfolio owning only the banks. So we notice, of course, that the ICT is getting some profit taking. So take note that this is normal because it has rallied from 96 to 109. So some people are trying to take profit, but notice that there's very little volume. If ICT drops back to $100, then you can buy. Now, in the Philippines, note that they have been giving buys. Robinson's Retail here at 60 bucks, 61 gave a buy. So if you bought near 61, 62, it's fine. You have reward at about 70 to 72. That means that you can potentially make about 10 to 20%. So in these types of names, continually hold it first. What about pure gold? Pure gold now, it's just hovering at about 51, 52. So some people who have this at about 48 to 46 might be selling partially at 51, 52. But assuming that this continues to stay above 48, this one still has rally mode all the way till 55, till 60. So the momentum continues for pure gold, although I would say that it might be slow, but it is slowly going up. Now, of course, Pure Gold went up. The other supermarket went up as well, Mary Mart. But Mary Mart has been rising already from about 2 pesos to 3 pesos. So it might not be able to hit 4. I'm not sure if it will. So definitely, we are seeing these are still lower highs. You've got resistance here at 360. So the reason why I am not too bullish is that for a 20% upside, I might be sacrificing a huge gain here as well. So I'm not quite sure. This is more like a 50-50 to me. Now, for the other supermarket, Mrs. G, I think that for this one, the potential move could have resistance at 170 to 180. You'll see that the supermarkets in general had a bad earnings for Mrs. G, for Metro Retail Store Gaisano. Therefore, some people are worried about another potential bad earnings this August. So, if the earnings become better, then this could break out. The earnings is coming out August 13. Okay, let's read. Second quarter 2020. Aha, bad earnings again. So we'll read on the earnings front. Let's see. So actually today, some earnings reported at a bad clip. So we've seen actually Cebu Pacific report billions of pesos of losses. However, why did the market not sell off despite this huge billions of loss? I think 7%, 7 billion loss. The reason is because I believe that the market has been pricing in losses for the sector on the airlines. And so the news of a loss is not quite as detrimental if it was expected. So if people had expected it, the loss is not as aggressive. Cebu Pacific will continue to be bought at 36, 37, 38 should it fall down. So the earnings was bad. We saw that the earnings was a big drop, net income loss of about 8 billion pesos. That said, nobody seemed to expect Cebu Pacific to earn money anyway. Shakeys Pizza also reported the loss. So we are seeing that Jollibee reported 10 billion peso loss. Shakeys Pizza also lost money this round. This round, Shakeys Pizza lost about 400 million income this second quarter. So we are seeing, of course, that our companies in the Philippines are reporting huge losses owing to the fact that there's the COVID pandemic ECQ. So the quarantine, we went back to a modified ECQ. So that is really a difficulty for all these restaurants, airlines. And we are seeing that the drops are happening, but pizza hasn't really rallied for the quite about 2 months already. After popping out here at 7 pesos, pizza has gone all the way south to 535. We are gonna argue, my argument is at 5 pesos or 450, the downside could be very limited already, given that all these losses are already expected. So the market already assumed that Shakeys Pizza, Jollibee, Maxes, all of them would report losses anyway. So these are already known by the market. Now, this is a bad news. Shell Philippines continues to go new lows. However, there are some people also trying to bargain hunt. This went as low as 16.30. Take note that it rallied to 22 before, then this was just a colossal downside. The problem with these stocks is that it's really representative of the old economy. The energy names worldwide has suffered maybe 90% downside losses and may continually lose money. The problem is because, so this is the news for Shell Philippines. They have stopped the refinery operations. You would see it in the news. Let's read the news together for you. So Shell is shutting down the refinery refining to convert into a world-class import terminal. They are They are shutting down the Tambango refinery as the pandemic slashes the margins. So this is just one of the. I mean, we've seen Cebu Pacific lay off so many people because of the huge losses in the airline sector. We have seen most restaurants abroad also lay off several. I've seen tourism industry decline. We've seen Airbnb lay off like 1/3 or 1/4 of their workforce. So the sectors are being hard hit all over, not just in the Philippines but globally. So Filipina Shell, let's read this together. It said that it will permanently shut down the operations in Tabango refinery, blaming a slump in margins for what appears to be one of the first casualties of the pandemic among refiners in Asia. The 110,000 barrel per day Tabago facility in Batangas, which began commercial operations since 1962, both of which have stopped operations as coronavirus pummeled all the oil demand. Due to the impact of COVID-19, regional and local economies see that it is no longer economically viable to run the refinery. So operating wise, they had to close down. So you know how it is with airlines, they had to close, and airlines had to lay off a lot of employees because the operating expenses of an airline is huge versus the revenues that they are taking in. We've seen restaurants close shop. A lot of people reported closing down. If you've been like checking spot.ph, they try to track all the restaurants that shut down. Some of the favorite bars and restaurants in the Philippines are no longer operating because really the operational expense just to continue is no longer economically viable. So we are going to see more losses in these sectors. It is quite unknown, already known. That's why there was the negative oil. If you remember, there was a negative oil world because it was very little demand as people continue to stay at home. Shares of Filipinas Shell fell as much as 5.7% to 16.5 pesos. Companies said that they want to transform themselves into a world-class import terminal to optimize its asset portfolio. It is preparing for a future of clean energy solutions. So definitely, Shell Philippines knows that the world is going clean energy, and this only tells you that we have to be more and more investing into clean energy names. One of which is, of course, your ACPH, and the other one, your local giant, which is your first gen, which has all of these new renewable energy. So this drop of FGen is actually probably opportunity for the people who wants to enter at 21. So take a look. It used to trade here at 22, rally to 27. That would be your selling point. But at 22 to 20 or even at 18, you might want to add and buy here. So the reality is FGen, remember, there was a huge foreigner who bought FGen shares. I remember it was private offering, right? So 20 pesos, something like that. So they're probably going to support here at 19 to 21, 20 to 21. So I think there are a lot of questions asking about Ayala REIT. So let us discuss this name as well. Ayala REIT is now finally listed in the market. Today is the first day. And as you could see, Ayala REIT fell from 27.2 to 24.9. I would think that this drop is going to be temporary. A drop near 23, 24, 25 would offer a dividend of about, well, at 27, it was about 4% dividend, so 80 cents. So if you prefer to really get this name with a huge, decent 10%, of course, you'd want to buy this as low as possible. What is 4% of 27 pesos? 1 peso, right? So at 20 pesos, 1 peso is 5%. So let's see how low it goes. Definitely, Ayala REIT 27, if it will go down 20% down, today it's down 8%. I'm not gonna catch the knife. However, I would defend this at a certain level if it will give me at least 10% decent return for a bond. So Ayala REIT is more taken into consideration as a bond, but the drop here just tells you that some people want a better yield for Ayala REIT. And can you get a better yield? well, it's really dependent on whether you can buy it lower. And today it's down 8%. Can it go another 10% lower tomorrow? Let's see. So 25 minus 10% is 22.5. Can it go $20, 20 pesos? It's a wait and see for me. I really wait and see how the market receives REIT. So I didn't order. I was waiting for the market to just really be listed, and then I'll order from the market itself. But definitely, I think that this one is not meant to be traded. I would consider it only as a passive investment. But really, I prefer getting about 8-10%. So when I saw that it was about 4 to 5%, I passed it up. I passed it up not because I knew what's gonna happen today. I passed it up because for a 4 to 5% yield, I felt that I'm just gonna hold my cash and find somewhere, some way to make some 10% or 20% or 1,000%. And I think that 1,000% is somewhere in USA. So I do am investing globally on 10x in 10x trends. So there. What else can we say in the Philippine market? Okay, so WealthSec, this of course is my platform. I'm using WealthSec. For those who aren't aware, you can open an online account, and then you can just go www.wealthsec.com, open an account, and you can trade anywhere you are in the world. So what else? So the banks, yeah, we got the banks. What are the biggest gainers for the day? The biggest gainers for the day are the banks. BPI, Security Bank, SM Prime, SM. So we got that already. Your gold is just consolidating, so little volume there. Metro Bank is also up. AGI is up slightly, no, 2.5%. Since you are following me, you that AGI has bottomed out. And guys, or you could see that 560, 580, continually 720. Upside is continually hold this name. AGI, of course, is benefiting from the rally of your emperador. Take note what happened into your emperador. Here that looking at the chart of yes, so you're on two cams. Let's just use this. That one got You have to unmute me. I'll mute myself. Hello? Can you hear me now? Ito, isa lang. Naririnig niyo na ako? Sige, okay. Tanggal ko na yung isa. So I'll check the comments. Looking at the chart of PSEI, there are two big green volume. This might attract retail, foreign investors, and traders. Actually, the 4.8 billion peso value traded is not yet too big. So it tells you that from a value perspective, the foreigners are not yet in the market. It's very little. If they're here, it's gonna trade somewhere at about 7 to 8 billion. So you could see it here in your index, 4.8 billion. That foreign net value seems to be just a cross transaction, so that's not quite important. But definitely, sure, it's good to see that the market is climbing up. And I think that if they come to the Philippines, the first priority that they would do is the index names. And so the financials are really one of the best to enter into. Now, how to enter in your paid classes? You can go to awesome10x.com. You can sign up in my classes there. You can also go to http://bit.ly/awesome10x. So I'm going to show it to you now. http://bit.ly. So yeah, you can register there. So all of the info is there. awesome10x.com. Yan. So there's PayPal checkout, but if you want Philippines, there's also a way you can do bank deposit to BDO or GCash. So it's all here. Okay. Thank you for the interest of the show. Okay, so of the classes. Paano i-submit ang required documents sa interactive brokers? You can just find a tutorial. We already made a tutorial on how to open an account with interactive brokers. But basically, you just need to submit your passport and your driver's license or any proof of your residence. So it could be your credit card bill, your utility bill, those things. So what else are the question? Kung wala ho akong passport, any other government license should do. What do you think about TXP? Are there other opportunities in the mining sector? For the mining sector, I think that the best opportunity is nickel and gold because I think that there could be a potential shortage on nickel in the next few years because of the demand for electric vehicle industry. Now, for gold mining, I think that it's gonna be more of a trade rather than a secular win. The secular win for gold is, of course, the infinite money printing, no? So there are people who think that the correlation should be attractive for gold miners with gold prices. So if your gold prices will climb to about 2,400 someday, then they believe that gold prices would indicate that gold miners will rise. Therefore, you've got buyers of Apex mining and Felix mining. I would prefer though Apex rather than Felix. You are a bit choppy, yeah. Sorry about that. Let me get the other questions. Yes, bought BDO, BPI, MBT, bought again today. I do agree. And I think that any drops for the banks would do well if you can get in. How do I go about enrolling? Yeah, so just follow us on 10X. Those are the ways to enroll. Is it good to have RHI? Yes, we do think that 58, 60, 61, 62. I do think that the potential reward for RHI is 70 to 72. So you've got a good reward. I also think that AGI, we have been saying that AGI seems to give you a 20% reward. The risk is very little. So we have been advising AGI 580, 570, 590. Now it's $6. I still think that 6 pesos to 550 is okay for AGI. I might have very little target, 720, 750, but you can actually hold on to your winners. We don't necessarily mean that 10% reward you exit. It really still depends on whether the market will continually appreciate them. Actually, the news on the Shakeys, let's go to the news of Shakeys as well. Shakeys Pizza, no? Let's just see. There's actually news that they lost something like 300 million or 400 million. Okay, let's read this. So, but to me, this is quite normal. All of the restaurants worldwide are reporting operational losses naman. So let's take a look at this news. Restaurant operator Shakeys declared a loss of 300 million pesos. This is a reversal from last year. Revenues declined 31%. Aiming to curb the spread of the virus, resulting in temporary closure of most stores. They only had a few operations during the quarantine period. Only 267 Shakeys and Peri stores were operational. However, even if they operated 95%, dine-in sales suffered a steep decline, partially offset by stronger demand for delivery and takeout, which saw record-breaking sales in the last few months. In the last 45 years, Shakeys is in the Philippines, owning a multi-decade career in the pizza industry. We are facing challenges. Nonetheless, we feel that there are a number of bright spots. Our core product is pizza, which is a delivery product, and the takeout product, Shakeys President and Chief Executive Vicente Gregorio said. In addition, our multiple sales channel and multi-format approach believes that our industry-leading margins, much flexibility, will allow us to be hopeful that the worst is now behind us. So in the short term, the margins will continue to be very difficult. We are looking to hit a break even in the second half. And at the same time, we will enhance our digital delivery carry-out platforms. Actually, guys, I am very bullish with pizza chains. I'm going to show to you that this is our Philippine Pizza Hut. Shakeys Pizza. So to me, 535 all the way to $5 or 468, I would suffer this drop of about I would try to nibble and buy this, even if it goes 7% down, and even if it goes double bottom here. I do think that this one will, the worst is really behind Shakeys Pizza. That is my view. That is my personal view. Why do I think that the Shakeys Pizza can actually be potentially one of the best returns for the market? I'm going to show you a few things. Now, this is Domino's Pizza DPZ. So Domino's Pizza in the last 10 years, actually more than 10 years, this is in USA, Domino's Pizza has traded somewhere from about $3 to as high as $400, 133 times your money. But because, you know why Domino's Pizza went up? It's because they had been very good in distribution. Take note that even in the pandemic, Domino's Pizza had been growing 100% in their e-commerce sales. I'm going to show to you what happened in Pizza, Papa John's. Pizza. Papa John's is also listed in USA. Internationally, you could see that from the lows of 30, it's now 100 times 3 your money. It's also from $10 to $100 times 10 your money. So in a takeout world, this one is CMG, Chipotle. This is not a pizza firm, but this is a Mexican grill burrito. You can see that in the last 10 years, from 45 to 1,200, that is 24 times your money. So I do think that the Philippines can actually compare to these restaurants because we can do deliveries. So as long as we continue to push deliveries, someday pizza will see that their gross margins will expand. In fact, I have been showing to the inner circle, the Awesome 10X paid members that I've been showing that Domino's, Papa John's would have been very well for the pandemic. such that, in my view, guys, this pizza chain, Shakeys Pizza, will not continually lose 400 million pesos year in, year out. So while the market is not yet seeing what I'm seeing, I do think that this one can be convinced. I could be convinced that pizza one day could actually be double or triple your money. So if you buy somewhere at about 450 to 5 pesos, these are one of the best brands. As they said, 45 years already. This is a multi-decade brand. For your bargain hunting picks, try to put pizza, Shakeys Pizza, on your buying list. I am not too critical with Ayala REIT right now. Definitely, I am not too bullish on properties. However, give it to me a big discount, I might consider. We'll see. Mega World has been disclosing several buybacks. So actually, in general, for the financials and the properties, I know that there will be a lot of slowdown. Like there will be losses. Restaurants will also have losses. But I guess for the property space, I need some more time to see whether it should be time to buy them back. I'm not. I'm not too bullish on the properties. I'm not saying that they will fall forever, no. But I think that I will just give it some time and see whether 250, no, 280. So far, this one actually, Mega World has gotten some buyers at 250. So I'm gonna see whether it can go as low as 270 or 250. Right now it's at $3. If it rallies to 330, 350, I think that there will be sellers for Mega World. So yun, I think that it's not yet at the stage where I know the future is. So I'll just let it be. I'll wait it out. Nevertheless, if I truly like AGI, that means I'm also bullish that Mega World can climb. Kasi AGI, of course, is the parent company of Mega World, McDonald's Philippines, and also your Emperador. So that also means that I'm bullish on liquor company like Costco, which owns your Pure Gold. So so you could see that I am quite bullish in many companies in the Philippines. But I'm also willing to wait because you know, when you're buying these names, you don't know when it will rise. You just know that it is cheap. You're buying somewhere at 5 pesos now. It could go to about 480 or even 450. But I do think that this is already being bought by the market. Similarly, I forgot to say, GT Cap has broken above that 400 peso level. It is looking to me to be bargain hunted by a few people. Take a note this. After falling from about 550, this is what happened to GT Cap. Of course, they are the parent company of your Metro Bank. If Metro Bank is rising, hopefully GT Cap will also rise, your financials, of course. So you could see that there is more like a triple bottom already here at 400 pesos. So maybe it can go to 450 or 500. So you've got some decent upward returns here as well for GT Cap. So there, I think that we've covered quite a lot of companies already in the Philippines. See you again tomorrow, and do ask any question in the comments below, and see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much. See you. Bye bye.